Well, back to the lockdown now and alcohol. The brewing giant SAB InBev has suspended job and investment merger conditions due to the alcohol ban. SAB says this is directly due to the ban, which it now claims is unconstitutional. Christopher Gilmour is a veteran industry watcher and joins me now on Friday lunchtime. Chris, good afternoon to you and welcome. When you look at a statement like that contained in court papers from this brewing giant, what are you reading into it? Is AB InBev effectively planning on turning its back on South Africa?
No, not at all. Not by any stretch of the imagination, Jeremy. I think there's deep frustration by AB InBev. Look, if you look at the contribution that South Africa makes to the overall AB InBev, it's not nearly as great as it was when it was SAB, because AB InBev is a much, much larger entity since the merger back in 2016, 2017. But nevertheless, it's still a very important contributor. I think what I sense, though, with them is that they're very frustrated because government is displaying a recalcitrant approach here, in my opinion. They're saying that, no, alcohol has to be banned, end of story. And there are very few countries in the world that are adopting that type of approach. I think what needs to happen is that government must understand that there's science involved here. And the science is such that if you go into an environment where you're likely to be literally rubbing shoulders with people, drinking, becoming amorous, and then forgetting all about social distancing. No, I understand perfectly that would lead to further instances of COVID spreading. But what AB InBev is saying is, no, that's fine. They also understand that. But don't have a blanket ban. Allow people to buy and drink in the safety and the sanctity of their own homes. That's not asking too much.
But Chris Gilmour, at some point, we will reach a breaking point here if this perpetuates, surely. And what happens if AB InBev, as it has said, is putting on hold at least investment and downscales that process? Surely the company becomes more and more marginalized.
Well, that is certainly correct. Look, I don't think they're ever going to leave. Having said that, I think it's clear that with the new ownership, the Brazilians and the Belgians, they're not nearly as in tune, and this is again just my opinion, with the structure and the dynamics of South Africa as the previous management were. They got rid of all the top management, by the way. And so they don't perhaps quite understand all those nuances, either here in South Africa or in the rest of Africa. But having said that, I think they're no mugs. They understand that South Africa is one of the lowest cost producers anywhere in the world. And there's no way they're going to turn their back on that. And look, no company ever likes to take on the government which regulates them. So, this is it's very much a last resort. But I think the frustration, as I said, has forced them into a corner, like the same way the frustration with the tobacco producers, which you had with that idiot ban earlier in the year. So, government has to understand that it's lives versus livelihoods. And if you're going to be putting livelihoods on the line, as SAB or AB InBev has pointed out very, very clearly, then, the death toll could well be much, much higher than the direct death toll from COVID.
Chris Gilmour, veteran market analyst. As always, thank you for the explanation. I do appreciate your time, and I am going to move on.